will be more like our
Okay, we're clicking
Twitch
up.
streams. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, what's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our live DFS show for the RBC Heritage. We're going to go through the entire field, or the guys we want to talk about, using our PGA DFS model on our website. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Robert, Lyndon, John, Shane. Shane, who we like? Let me tell you, I like DJ. Craig, do you like DJ?
Oh, I actually do not like DJ. I have a full
I
fade on
figured.
DJ.
I figured.
Um, I like Webb. I mean, Webb's my pick to win. Um, so what do you want to start out with? Let me know the size of your pool.
What's up,
Adam's
Ray?
Adam's just really rubbing it in my face because he has beer and I don't. So
Are you just drinking straight vodka? My wife would be impressed.
his wife is
Is that
Russian, by the way, not an alcoholic.
What?
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah.
How's it going,
Um,
guys? So yeah,
yeah.
how big's your player pool? What do you got going on over there?
Craig, so I was just telling Craig right before we kind of came live here, I shrunk my player pool way down. I'm either winning everything this week. Sorry, guys, if I just win everything, or I'm losing it all. And I condensed it pretty
I don't
heavily.
think it's
I'm
as small as you think it is.
it's 26.
26. I'm at 27. I honestly think that like 20 for a 20 entry, I think 20 is smaller, like low 20s, 20
Yeah,
26
yeah.
is medium large maybe. You're just usually on like the excessive player pool side of things.
I am usually. I mean, yeah. Let's just jump into it unless you have
Yep.
anything else.
Over 10Ks. You want to just run through the whole all six of those guys?
Yeah. So I have five. I'm
I've
playing.
got four.
Okay. Okay. My fate is Colin Morikawa.
So I have Morikawa. So we have a few different. I have faded DJ, and I also faded Cameron Smith.
I understand that. I have 10% Cameron Smith. I just have a little dabble. He does seem a little bit priced up.
Yeah,
A little
and
bit.
and I love
I mean,
Cam's. I love the talent. It's just to me, I don't know if I want to pay more than Berger for Cam Smith at this point.
Ray, let me know if I'm guessing most people in that part of the world speak Russian, but it is such a hard language to learn. I am about as equivalent as my 1.5-year-old daughter, and I've been going at it for like
Are you
seven
talking about just in
years.
just in your Russian language or
I guess general intelligence
general
as well.
cognitive ability? Um, so yeah, Cam Smith. So DJ for me, I don't. I mean, I get it. He's really good at golf. He doesn't have a great tournament history. I don't love his
It's totally
form.
fine. It's what, all top 30s, a couple top 20s. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, but for DJ, those aren't great.
Yeah, but DJ has been in and out of kind of his DJ-ness, and right now he has a cold putter, which he said he fixed, and I believe him. Why am I here to not believe him? I believe he fixed his putter. He Okay, so going back to
Sorry, he said
the
he fixed this after the Masters.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
in his interview for the RBC Heritage, he said a couple funny things in classic DJ fashion.
Like very
Uh,
deadpan and not like intending for them to be funny, but just like they're funny.
yeah, like he went golfing. Like there's a Champions thing on Sunday morning, I think for the Augusta
The
Champions,
Champions
and
Retreat.
and he's like, "Why'd you go?" He's like, "Well, I was bored and I wanted to play golf, so I went. I didn't make the cut, so I went."
Nice.
And he said he fixed his putter thing. So going back to, I mean, before the PGA Championship in the summer, the WGC St. Jude, FedEx St. Jude,
Yeah.
he has 6 rounds where he's negative strokes in total. And this is like 50 rounds.
Yeah, no, like for sure,
It
but
just happens that 4 of them are in the past month.
I mean, when I scroll to this part of the summer, he like doesn't have anything outside the top six, and most of them are firsts and seconds. It's not. The problem is we haven't had a top 25 in his last four starts. So I mean, I get it. I think we saw DJ shoot 80 at the 3M and then withdraw, and then he won like 2 weeks later or something. So it's just absurd how quickly he can turn it on. So I mean, I get it. I just stayed away from him this week.
Yeah, and it's completely right. Lyndon said, I mean, it's the RBC obligation. He has to enter, and I get that. But DJ can show up here with his B- game and still win. I mean, okay, distance isn't a threat yet. When Brian Harmon is using driver, he steps back and hits a 3-wood, which he's way more accurate.
Oh, for sure.
Or
distance is always a weapon. It's just how much of a weapon it is.
Yeah. If he needs to flip a wedge into a green, he can do that with every single club in his bag.
Yeah.
Around the green, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I just think the whole like DJ, like I get Rory's a little bit in a slump. Yes, there's some data to prove that. DJ in a slump, we can't just call one missed cut a slump. And the fact that he missed out on the Dell match play by 1 hole.
Well, yeah, but then because the Players, he was 48th, and WGC Concession, he was 54th. It's not necessarily that like. It's not that he all of a sudden sucks at golf. Like it's not the argument I'm making at all. It's more just I don't think his form is as hot as it had been. But I mean, he's also not priced like that. Like if he was as hot as he had been, he'd be priced at 12,000, and Cantlay would be priced down a bit probably because the distance would be even greater.
The other reason I like DJ is because nobody seems to.
I think that's a good argument too. So how did you spread things out up here?
So I have 35% DJ. I have 35%
You're not
Cantlay.
just playing them. You're staking them, planting the flag.
Yeah, I got I got at least one Cantlay DJ together, but yeah, they make up 65% of my lineups, just the two of them.
Yeah, so I've got 25 on Cantlay, Morikawa, and Berger, and then I've got 35 on Webb.
Yeah, I know Harbour Town isn't a bomber's course, but every distance is advantage. We were kind of saying like if other players are hitting driver, DJ can hit 3-wood. If other players are hitting 5-iron, DJ can hit his 7-iron. Like distance is always an advantage.
I'm not playing him, but the thing is, it's also an advantage beyond just driver. Like it's an advantage in every club in the bag. But that said, I'm staying away personally. So tell me about last thing on DJ.
Last thing on DJ, he says it reminds him. He likes the course. It reminds him of courses he grew up playing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like nostalgia.
Yeah, maybe he like reverts to playing like a 15-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
So Morikawa, I think this is a polarizing play. It seems like some people are very high on him this week. It seems like some people are staying the heck away, and that seems to be a little bit what we're doing. I just think, to me, they're sort of at the top end of this field. There's not a ton of depth, and so I think that Morikawa is a threat to win every time he tees it up, and it's a course that does not favor distance as much. It favors precision and accuracy more, and that's his strength. It's just, I mean, ultimately it's going to come down to, does the putter show up? And we can never really predict that, but if it does, then he can win.
To me, it's also a little bit around the green. I feel like with the small green complexes, as we go down, I'm pretty heavy on guys that are consistently kind of great around the green.
But if you're calling Morikawa, you don't have to be good around the green because you just hit it close to the hole.
I know, and if that's the call that shows up, I'm screwed, and I'm fine with that. But he can absolutely do that.
Yeah, and Robert Hauser, he was 60, or he was in the 60s. I think he was tied for 64th last year. I am aware of that. It's not what you would like to see. To me, though, that's a single sample size running of it. You know, it's I'm much more interested in course fit than I am in a single plane someone has at a tournament. And then I think this Stephen Davidson's question, that is something that Cantlay does seem to be polarizing this well. Although I don't know if I think it's because of a couple high profile missed cuts, but I am not super worried about it personally.
I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I'm 35% there. I really like Cantlay. I like him long term. These stars up top that people have been burned by or say they're never going to play again, that perks my ears, and I'm like, great, I'm going to play them this week then, because they can absolutely show up in no form.
Well, I mean, he's played here 3 times. His worst finish is a 7th. We want to look at the Masters and the Players Championship missed cuts, but then if we look at every other tournament he's had over the past few months, they're all good finishes, you know. So yes, it would not be great if it was a tie for 15th, but it also is not killing your lineups. You know, if you have the guy that wins and this is the 6th place person in your lineup, then that's okay.
For sure.
Cam Smith.
Where does that take us down?
Yeah, Berger. So you have Berger as well?
Yeah, I like Berger. Burned me last week. I'll go right back. I just 15%, so not a ton.
He is my one and done, so I put that stamp on him. Not confident enough to have him as my winner and one and done, because I do really like Webb. I think Webb, Webb's just a stud at this course. But I have played basically everyone else here. I don't want to play DJ, and everyone else here that I would potentially want to play, I have already played. So Berger gets the nod.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. I think, I mean, he's a good, well-rounded player. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing. He's kind of. No, I think he's priced appropriately. I think Cam Smith does seem a little bit off-priced. And I think that's why his ownership
feels to me he should be like just below Berger maybe. But then also like I think Zalatoris got a huge bump. Well, that's the thing. I was going to say like below some of these other guys, but like potentially still above Zalatoris. Like I don't quite know. It seems like a few of these guys are carrying too much momentum off a single tournament at the Masters, which is very specific fit and everything unto itself that is very different from a Harbour Town.
So I said this in our Discord today, and it is a stat that means absolutely nothing, but 5 of the last 6 winners had a miscut in one of their 2 previous tournaments prior to this event. So I think overall, my philosophy for this week is DFS golf is way too recent history.
Recency bias.
1, 2, 3 tournament kind of bias.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go contrarian to that, I guess. That's kind of like my overarching theme of this week. Yeah.
And so I think this is a good segue. So Robert Hauser saying Zalatoris went up because of his second place. Absolutely he did. Now, so into the 9Ks here, what did you do with Zalatoris?
Full fade.
Just no faith, eh? So I agree. He went up completely because of his second place. I still like the price. Like this is probably indicates that I should have been playing him even heavier than I was, because I still like it. I've got 20% on him. It's not an ideal fit. It's not an ideal a lot of things, but
yeah, no, I think that's completely warranted. I could have got there myself. There's the guys right below him I like a lot, and I didn't even get all of them in. So it just happened to be where he is priced with the group around him. And the hype. I mean, a little bit of the hype. I'm pumping the brake. No, I love the hype. I love the hype long term.
But DFS wise,
I'm gonna pump the brakes for one tournament.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I would add on to that, and I'm playing him, so I don't know why I'm adding on to that side of the scale, but he also I think is better at distance is a weapon for him. So it is something that he it's similar to DJ. He's not going to be able to get the most out of how he usually gains on the field. But he's second. Or no, I think he might be first tee to green for 2021. He's second on approach behind Colin so he's second on both approach and tee to green behind Colin Morikawa. But he is second on strokes gained total behind Cantlay. So to me, it's just he's still.
So wait, I don't want you to leave there for a second.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. Finish your thought on.
No, that's the extent of my thought.
I was just going to say, when you look at the tee to green there that you sorted, you can kind of see the fades that I have by they're around the green game. So Colin Morikawa, I fade. Will Zalatoris, I fade. And then getting into the next group here, Corey Connors.
Yeah, so I faded. So in my 9Ks, I have 4 guys. I have Zalatoris, Hatton, Fitzpatrick, and Sungjae.
Zalatoris, Hatton, Fitzpatrick, and Sungjae.
So I faded Connors. I faded Casey.
So I have Hatton, I have Casey, and I have Fitzpatrick. No Sungjae for me this week.
So you just like everything about Casey basically?
So let me talk a little bit about ownership. So Hatton, I got 20%. Casey, I got 20%. Fitzpatrick, I have 45%.
Fitzpatrick 45?
Yeah, I was waiting for
And
that.
you're one and done and your pick to win. Whoo!
Yeah, I'm really kind of I kind of picked my horses. I picked my ponies this week. I'm gonna ride them.
I got to hydrate a bit. This is a little much.
Um, Connors, I feel like again priced up like Zalatoris. Yeah, they are exceptional ball strikers, but so is Paul Casey, and he has decades of experience, and he also has this and that, and that. You know what I mean? Fitzpatrick, I just think he is a perfect profile for this course. I mean, every kind of single aspect I check, he seemed to check all the boxes. Um, Good recent form.
Yeah.
He has like everything. His new approach to the game, he's been really good as of late. He has decent enough finishes here that he could pop for that top 3 or a win.
Yeah.
Like the more I looked, everything kind of checked the box for Matt Fitzpatrick.
So first off, Lyndon, I keep wanting to say Lindo, says Zalatoris is a machine, confidence all-time high. I agree. So I think part of the reason I'm not full fading him is because I've been on him for so long that like it's a little bit what I was doing with Cam Davis and Sam Burns for a little while, where I think I might have been playing them further than I should because of the FOMO, and so.
Yeah.
But anyways, then Gerard is going 2020 Fitzpatrick. I don't know.
What does 2020 mean? I feel like I'm either I'm lost in my own mind today, or
I don't know if he means he's going 20 of 20 lineups, or if he thinks you should be. I think he is also high on Fitzpatrick. So my side, I've got 25% on Hatton, Fitzpatrick, and Sungjae, and just 20 on Zalatoris. Yeah, he's going all in on Fitzpatrick. He's pushing the stack.
Let's do it, Gerard. Let's do it. One we disagree on at the bottom here, Sungjae M. Tell me a little bit why you like Sungjae.
So I know you're really leaning on around the green play here, and I get that because it's a small green complexes. I also just like people that can control their golf ball. They're real driving accuracy approach players that are going to be super consistent, super reliable. I think Sungjae does that. I think that he doesn't have a great history here, but I think it could prove to be a course that he has success at.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think people will look at his tournament history and he'll be suppressed in ownership less than he should be, just based on talent alone.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. Like, it just seems like it's kind of a good deal. Like, Sungjae, I've got Sungjae and Answer, and it seems like both those guys are pretty good value for where they are.
Yeah, I agree. I find the AKs, if we're moving on to the AKs here, Sungjae, Pexis, Sungjae under the radar this week. I agree. I think that's right. Robert's got him on one team. Yeah, I might have some FOMO if Sungjae wins.
Because he's kind of like one of your unofficial boys.
He is kind of one of my unofficial boys.
So let's jump into the AKs. Maybe we'll do half and half. Although it doesn't really matter. I've only got 2 guys.
I only got 4 guys here. This was really tricky. I mean, because when I condense my player pool, sometimes when I'm building, I add in, another guy just because it fills out a roster really well. And I stayed a little bit more disciplined. I think left a little bit more money on the table this time. Just like, okay, these are my plays. I'm sticking with it.
So let's hear your 4.
My 4 are probably predictable.
I'm just wondering if you hit my 2.
I got Answer. I got Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh.
I got Sergio Garcia. And I got some Harris English.
No, you don't have... I do have Answer as well, but you don't have my other one. So Answer, Fleetwood. I'll get back to you on Fleetwood. The only other... So I have Answer and Kevin Na. I faded everyone else in the 8,000s.
Wow. Craig, there's so much potential win equity here. That's all you talk about, win equity. How are you fading all that?
Well, to me, I feel like
where's your ownership? You haven't even said anyone like over 30% yet.
yeah,
I
I've
feel
got Webb
like.
35.
Okay,
And
okay.
then I've had like everyone at 25 except for Zalatoris.
So like you hammered high sevens.
No, I mean,
I love it.
I've got a lot of people in the 7K range. The 7K range is definitely where most of my lineup is. Anyways,
Okay.
so sorry. Answer, we're both on. He was one of your picks.
Yeah.
It's good, of course, fit. I think he's got good form coming in. It seems, I think it might be popular, would be the one concern, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Tell me about Tommy Fleetwood.
Well, finish out your AKs here. Let's
Oh,
go down to Kevin Na for a second.
oh, I was gonna say finish him out. So, Kevin Na. So I did struggle a bit here because I think you could easily lump him in, expectation wise with a lot of guys in the 7Ks. But I do think he is an upside play. He is one of these people that can pop. He has high finishes at the course. He does have some high finishes of recent. He seems to fit the profile of the type of person that can do well
Yeah.
here. But it's one that I'm not terribly confident in. If I was going to be cutting more from
Yeah.
my player pool, he would have been one of the first guys to go, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I kind of agree with all the things you said. I think, yeah, none of us can be completely non-emotional in DFS. And when I staked him as a sleeper at the Players Championship and he withdrew, like not even a miscut. A miscut I can swallow. With withdrawing after blowing up on 17, he's kind of in the penalty box a little bit for me.
You've
Five
relegated him
tournament.
down, put him down to
He's
the
got a five
minors.
tournament major.
uh,
You might. Oh, maybe it's a minor. No,
Yeah,
it's
it
probably a
does
major at this point.
sound like Answer is going to be a bit chalky this week. It sounds like a lot of people do like him. Kevin
For
Na.
good
So
reason.
real quick on Cooch before we jump back up into yours. Who was saying him? Burrow was saying him.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I had a hard time leaving him out. I had him and Na left there for a little while, and then ultimately I gave Cooch the boot. He's got a really good course history. He has shown some good form of recent, so I definitely get the Cooch play. But let's go back up. Let's talk about Tommy Fleetwood.
I just want to agree with you on Cooch. I had a question mark in my ownership column while I was building lineups. I thought he might squeak in at the end, but ultimately I figured it's been a pretty small sample size this turnaround. So
With Na or with Cooch?
with Cooch,
Yeah, agreed.
Tommy Fleetwood. I don't know if there's much statistically that really popped out for me with Tommy Fleetwood. It just feels like, and maybe it's just Tommy Fleetwood at 8,800.
It just
When we're
feels like
talking about
he's
guys,
due.
yeah, it feels like it's way too cheap. He has some form of recent. We've definitely seen that, but it hasn't been consistent at all. But he's priced in a place where you're not around consistent guys. He's priced around Sergio. He's priced below Corey Connors, which Corey Connors is playing great golf ball or golf ball.
He is playing a great golf ball. Probably a Titleist. I don't really know.
I was trying to say he's playing great golf and he's hitting the ball really well right now, but it came out as great golf ball.
He's playing great golf ball right now.
He is playing great golf ball. So I just went Tommy Fleetwood. I went with a little bit more experience. A guy that's played here. I think a guy that has a pretty complete game. Yeah, I went with Tommy boy.
I think you can make a good finding the form argument that it's an undervaluation of his long-term form, but I didn't get there myself.
Just to be clear, 25% answered, 20% Tommy Fleetwood. If we're going down here, Brian Harman seems to be very chalky as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin picked him for both his win and his one and done.
Seemed like a bold call on the win. I mean, I feel like
it's a bold call on both. I think you could go the complete year and not play Brian Harman in one and done, but
I don't think I might have already played him. I'm a big Harman truther, but no, I agree. I think it could be an aggressive play. I'm not getting there myself. I think it's a little bit of a react. I mean, his form's good, but I think it's a bit of a reaction to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to argue against it. It's too pricey. Like I feel like when I was getting Harman for this kind of field down in the mid 7Ks, I was loving it. And so to pay up to this for it just seems a little bit pricey to me.
Yeah. I agree. Bracho's kind of backing me up on some Fleetwood Pete Dye history. Yeah, I love that. I think there's definitely, I mean, not a ton of weight to the whole Pete Dye specialist, but definitely some for sure. I mean, Siwoo Kim is
Yeah,
example A.
we'll get there. Just real quick, Gerard. So Adam is off of Morikawa, and I am on him. I think I'm on him for the win upside if his putter shows up.
And I'm off him for his around the green and putting question marks.
Okay, so Sergio.
One lineup, FOMO.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Harris English?
Pretty straightforward. Harris English. I feel like he's kind of coming out of his post-win slump a little bit. I feel like we're getting Harris English a little bit cheaper than he should be. A guy that I think, he's a Georgia boy, but let's call it a little bit of the area. Probably has familiarity with these courses.
I mean, South Carolina and Georgia, it's right next door.
Yeah, I mean, and Hilton Head's right at the south. It's right there.
Yeah.
Pretty good recent finishes at this course and kind of a complete game. I feel like a pretty decent win player, pretty decent guy on tricky lies. I feel like he's kind of a guy down here that has, kind of all. I don't want to say he has all the shots, but he
can have all the shots when his ball striking shows up, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I like it. I stayed away from him.
And that's only 15%. So I didn't get.
Yeah. And so I have Answer. I've got 25%, and Kevin Na is 20. But I'm kind of feeling like I don't really like Kevin Na as much now that I'm talking about him. So I may end up bumping that one down a bit. Finding maybe I'll slide a couple of those over to Cooch just to even out the risk. That does it though. I think for the 8Ks, unless there was anyone else.
Real quickly, Shane Lowry was kind of a late cut as well. I think he's got really good hands, really good touch. It just didn't fit. Lee Westwood, definitely interesting, but you got to think maybe his good performance has run out a little bit. He needs to take a little bit of a break. That's kind of what I thought in my head. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts for the rest of the AK guys we didn't talk about.
Yeah, Billy Horschel.
He's sneaky.
I need to see him cool his jets a little bit. Make sure the blood pressure's down.
That was crazy. He was going nuts.
Yeah, he was going nuts. I think he was just trying to make sure his wedge was in the right slot. I don't really know.
Taking a real break here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Hit that thumbs up. That really does mean a lot for us, especially on these live streams. There's a couple questions. Craig, do you want to kind of get a couple questions about some guys out of the way before we jump into sevens? Or
yeah, what are the questions?
We got one. Are you playing Camille Villegas at all?
I am not.
That's from Connor.
I did not go down, I have very little down in the 6Ks.
He just said that he's winning this week. He says
I would happily not have any exposure to him and have him win. I think that'd be a great story.
Absolutely. 100% agree. 100% agree.
Was there any other ones?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's jump in. I think the 7K range is meaty, so let's look at 7,500 and up.
Let's do that.
Do you want me to go?
Sure. Let's do that.
So I've got Siwoo, Russ Henley, no Bobby Mack, yes Hoffman, yes Bez, yes Kiz, no Grace, yes Poulter, and then no Wallace, no Munoz, and then yes Kirk.
Okay, so I am yes to Henley. No Siwoo over here.
No Siwoo.
No Siwoo.
Oh, you're FOMOing.
I might be FOMOing. Yes, Henley. Strong yes for Christian Benzadenhout. I will talk about his ownership in a second, but I went crazy. Ian Poulter. Yes. Matt Wallace. Yes. Absolutely Matt Wallace. I have a lot of Matt Wallace. And Chris Kirk, your first sleeper, I went there as well.
Yeah, okay. So Siwoo Kim, you faded. I have 25% on Siwoo. I like him. I think he is not safe. I think he is volatile. I think he has upside, and I like that upside.
Like, look at his tournament history. That's what you're hoping for, kind of, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he's played here 4 times. He's made 2 cuts, second and a 14th, and a couple of misses.
I mean, even if you got a 14th, I feel like you'd be pretty happy with Siwoo because
Oh,
he
yeah,
probably got
yeah.
a bunch of eagles. He probably got a bunch of doubles.
Yeah, no,
Eyebrows
it's a
check.
volatile play. So, but that's kind of what you're signing up for.
Yeah, no Siwoo. I just, yeah, I didn't want to ride that roller coaster.
25% for me.
Okay.
So
How
let's hope
much
Siwoo shows up with a putter, maybe a couple putters, and we'll be good.
Russell Henley was one of your picks.
I did.
Last one.
Just a real aside, I was listening to No Laying Up. They had Justin Ray on it for a little recap. He was saying that I think Siwoo putted, like, his strokes gained putting were just like per hole were just as good when he was using his 3-wood as it was that round. Like, he was atrociously bad for what he was doing with his approach play.
He almost made that putt on 16. I remember that one. He almost made his putt on 16. Like, it was the right line. He just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to judge the weight.
Okay, Russ Handley. We're both on. Sorry.
Lyndon, yeah, he's absolutely Pete Dye specialist.
Yeah. And Adam called him. I'm a little worried now because Adam called him for the win at Amex, and now he's off him completely. So I hope that Adam's not like the Siwoo whisperer, and we all just need to quiet down and let him listen for the for the Siwoo whispers. Okay, Russell Henley.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of convinced me. I won 20%. I didn't go overboard, but Henley is very close into those guys. You kind of talked about Sam Burns, Cam Davis. Of like,
yeah,
I always have a little bit of Henley because I think he's super talented. But
I'm struggling with it a little bit because I think he is similar to Siwoo. There's a lot of volatility there.
Yeah,
I just hope we're starting to see a little bit better form again.
Yeah, I agree.
Bobby
Mac.
No Bobby Mack for you. So oh no, we got one more. I've got Charlie Hoffman. He's got a good course history. He's got really good form. What do I have?
He's
there?
an interesting
20%.
Yeah, he's playing fantastic right now. I'm surprised Barry. I don't know if Barry's listening, but I'm surprised he's not talking about Charlie Hoffman right now. Charlie Hoffman and Bez are right next to each other. I don't know what we've.
It's true.
If we have to,
just real quick, William Neal, I agree. So I think I just made a single lineup right now on FanDuel, but Henley is priced down there. So just a FYI if you are playing over there. But yeah, Hoffman, I like Hoffman. But I want to get into Bez here because it sounds like you're doing something crazy.
I mean, Bez... I don't know. I might have a Bez problem that I need to get checked. I want 40% Bez.
40.
4-0. Yeah. He just always seemed to fit in these lineups. Like, yeah, throw him Bez again. Yeah, let's do Bez. Bez, he's good around the greens. Throw him Bez. Like, he's playing really well. I think we're seeing a guy that is on the ascension, and if you don't watch Euro Golf or you don't see him over there, you might not see his complete game so far in the past 6 months. And I feel like at 7,700, that's kind of that's too cheap for what he's done recently.
Does it worry you at all that he's losing 0.8 strokes ball striking and then gains them all back and more with a short game?
Craig, I love the model you built. He's a European player, doesn't translate as well. Robert McIntyre as well. We got, there's a whole.
It's decent sample size though.
Yeah, I mean it's decent. He'll be fine.
Okay.
He's just one of those guys, and I remember rostering him in the Masters. Like,
so I'm saying this. I have 20% of him, so I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate here. I also like him.
Charlie, I think you're the smartest kid in class. I hope you're not copying off me because I never was. I don't think ever will be. But you see him on Shot Tracker. It's like, okay, he's got 8 feet for par, and you're like, okay, like I think he's gonna save par. Like, and it's just such a nice break to have those guys that are so confident on and around the greens. And I feel like that's that's just kind of where I went this week.
Yeah. No, I like it. I do hope that, I just hope he can continue to improve and really find his legs over here because, I really like him.
We got a question from Ray. He says, I keep falling on Bez too. I was going to use some Bobby Mack to pivot to diversify. Why no Bobby Mack? For me, Bobby Mack, it's a little bit hot and cold. It's a little bit hit and miss. We'll see really good things. We'll see really poor things from him. I feel like, again, a guy I really like long term, but
unfortunately he doesn't show up here because his name is different in different places. And so when I get these things to automatically pull, he doesn't. But Bobby Mack gains quite a bit off the tee, which worries me a bit at this course. It's definitely, I think it's his strongest of the four, which I do find a bit concerning. So I agree. I kept following that. So I have Kisner at 20% as well. So I like Kisner as a potential pivot if you're getting too heavy on Bez and you don't want to be. I think he is that shorter control his ball type of player. His decent course history, so I think he is someone to look at for that.
Yeah, I flipped over to Data Golf for a second. It seems like Bobby Mack has lost. He's had at least one round where he's losing over 2 strokes. So in the Dell, he lost 2 strokes. In the Arnold Palmer, he lost 4 strokes one day. In the WGC, he lost 6 strokes one day. So that's what it's getting there, but it's not as consistent as I'd like to see at this.
Yeah, I totally agree, Gerard. I like Bobby Mack, and I do love how it seems like he goes all out every swing. Yeah. Well, it's the stat, I forget if it was you or Kevin that pulled it up, but he had like an absurd amount of birdies at the Masters.
Oh, yeah. He led everyone like by, I think, 2 or 3. Like, it's crazy.
So I'm definitely a Bobby Mack fan. I'm just not playing him this week.
Those are DFS points. Ian Poulter, we were both on. I just have 10%. Craig, thoughts on?
Yeah, good.
I guess we skipped over a couple of you guys.
Kisner, I sort of spoke on briefly. I hope this is working here. So Poulter has a good course history. He's never been worse. He's never been outside the top. Or no, sorry. He's 5 of his last 6. I believe he hasn't been outside the top 20 here. Top 15 4 straight years. He's got decent form coming in. I just think it sort of is one of those places that he seems to have a comfort level. Poulter is such a hard guy to predict, so I'm on him this week. I might be wrong, but he's a tough guy to predict, I think.
Yeah, I'm there as well. I only have 10%, but again, kind of like something I don't really want to miss.
Yeah, and he also is one guy that can finish high, I think, when he does hit. And then my last one is Kirk, but I know you have Wallace, so maybe if you want to.
Yeah, Wallace has been playing pretty decent as of late, both Vivid and Masters. I feel like he should have a good game that fits here. I think he's one of these guys that likes to actually dial it back off the tee. He almost prefers 3-wood.
I think seem like the kind of guy that dials it back on anything ever.
He doesn't.
I think they should put Matt Wallace and Billy Horschel in a group together.
Yeah, they should. Oh, that'd be electric. Put it on feature groups and have a camera on them at all times. Like, they have like the Brady and Manning cam.
And then put Fleetwood in there just so he's like...
Yeah. Why you guys so...
Just pop that thumb, guys.
Pop the thumb. Wallace. He also, I think, very well-rounded. I think his game travels well, especially on shorter courses. I like Wallace. I think he's kind of determined right now.
He's in a high upside too. Like I think we don't quite know what we're gonna get from him, but I've stayed out of it this week. Chris Kirk, I had him as a pick. I just think that we are getting a very good price on him. His form has been awesome for a while now, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Yeah, I got Chris Kirk. I got 30%, but it is one of those where it seems too good to be true. And then it is like a Connors last week. If Connors missed the cut at the Masters, like it does seem too good to be true.
But Zalatoris and Connors were both too good to be true. Like a lot of people were saying like, oh, I'm gonna stay away from them because they're chalky. But sometimes you just You still play them. So I have Kirk. I have
60%.
30%. That's my
Yeah, I
highest
got
guy
30.
outside of Webb.
I got 30% as well.
And
Yeah,
then
I,
into the lower 7Ks here.
yeah, Gerard. I think he will be chalky.
Kirk?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. I
Which
don't
is
think
still,
he'll be 30% chalky though, so I'm planning to be overweight at 30%.
yeah, me too. I think 30% would be crazy. He could be over 20 though.
He could be over 20. Um, so relevant question, Barry, because that is where we are going right now, into the lower 7Ks. Do you want me? I've got a decent amount here. Do you want to just go through
I just have
it?
four here.
Sorry, you just have four? Do you
I have,
want to run through your four?
yeah, so I got Cam Davis, I got Adam Hadwin, I got Lucas Glover, and I got Mackenzie Hughes at 7,000 flat.
Wow, so you really skipped a lot of guys up high here. And
I guess I did.
sorry,
Yeah.
Glover. Oh,
Glover,
Hadwin, Glover, and Hughes.
Hadwin, Glover, Hughes.
Got you. Okay, so I have more than that, and I don't have Cam Day. I don't have a few of those guys. So let's start here. Talk about Cam Davis because I don't have anyone above there.
So Sam Burns, I've been playing pretty consistently, and I didn't get there. Carlos Ortiz, I think, is actually kind of priced too low as well. I just want Cam Davis because it kind of felt like if I'm playing DJ, why not play DJ Junior? And that's Cam Davis or DJ Light like that. I feel like that is Cam Davis a little bit. Not well runner at all, but if his ball striking, how much did I get? I guess I got 25%.
I guess I got a quarter of my lineups riding on him.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. I'm still just betting on the talent and hoping he pops one of these weeks. Like,
Yeah.
he's such a good ball striker.
So
It's crazy.
I feel like I grouped four guys in maybe even five, but I grouped guys into a similar bucket here. Munoz, Burns, Ortiz, and Cam Davis. They're all guys that I oftentimes like, but I don't. Sort of the theory that I have this week is I want guys that are going to control their golf ball, and those
Yeah.
are all guys that I think at times can like overpower golf courses and like can really as ball strikers come out there and light the course on fire. But my theory is this is not going to be the week for that. So I stayed away from all four of those, even though those are oftentimes guys that I like.
Okay. Okay.
And then on the Grillo, I think is somewhere in the middle. Like I think he's such a good ball striker, but he also is a very accurate. Like you look at his driving accuracy, he's very accurate.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just it's all about the putter. I mean, all about the short game in general, I guess you should say. But I stayed away from him. I think he is a high risk, high reward play, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand playing Grillo. I mean, you can convince me into Grillo any week. I just didn't get there this week.
Yeah.
Because I mean that ball striking upside, a lot of these guys.
Yeah. So I. Someone just talking about Grillo and Todd, and Williams now talking about Grillo and Streelman. So this is where my theory is that I'm playing small ball. I have Brendan Todd, yeah. I have Kevin Streelman, I have Zach Johnson, I have
CJ,
Adam Hadwin, JT Poston, and Denny McCarthy. So I mean, you can kind of sense the trend. They're all guys who don't hit it a long way, good putters. They're staying out of trouble, but I think when they get in trouble, they're the kind of guys that can get up and down. I don't know if that's gonna work, but that's sort of the approach I'm working with this week.
So let's talk about these three guys because I feel like
Grillo,
Todd, Streelman seem to be kind of lumped together here with a few different questions. So how would you prioritize those three?
I mean, so I have Todd and Streelman. I guess I do have 25 on Todd and 20 on Streelman, but to me, I have them very close. I think I would put Todd as a bit more of a safer cut maker, and Streelman potentially with a bit more upside. I mean, he's got a good course history. So the last 10, he's played 8 times, made cut 88%. So he's probably I think he's made 7 of 8. His average finish when he's made the cut is 25th. He's top 10 in 2 of the last 3. And, as we've talked about, the What's this?
No, I'm just laughing. I'm like, this. When you like after the show, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go add some Streelman. You
Well,
know, like
and then
why?
the other thing we had mentioned on our show, like the 2020 year here was crazy. Like it was out of season. It was
Yeah,
a over
yeah,
700 strength of field tournament. So essentially, like every time this has been played as a typical tournament, Streelman's been awesome.
yeah.
Decent form coming in. You know, he's missed one cut in his last seven. So yeah, I have more Todd than Streelman, but I would probably go Streelman, Todd, Griot.
I think I would go. Sorry, can you click on Griot? What has Griot done at this course? I don't remember off the top of my head.
2 of 3 made
Middling,
cut.
middling.
Decent finishes when he's made it.
I'd go Streelman, Griot, Todd. I
Yeah,
think.
and I think that's very reasonable. I think to me, Griot, even though it feels like there's more risk. Maybe it's just because short game typically
Yeah,
plays safer, and Brendan Todd is a bit of a cut maker who
yeah,
then finishes in the 40s or something. But
yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, no, I think it's
That's enough
interesting.
about those
I think
guys.
this is, to me, this is sort of the area. This and the high sevens is going to be the areas that makes or breaks me this week.
Yeah, Streel, Griot, Todd. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what I said, Patrick. Completely agree.
Zach Johnson, dink and dunk. Get that dink and dunk offense on the field.
Yeah, sure.
I don't really have a whole lot more to say than that. I think that it's a decent price. I think, you know, we've seen him miss a couple cuts in a row, but he was on a crazy streak before that. So assuming he hasn't totally lost his form, I think it could be good value. And then I get into
Fratelli's really good around the greens. Michael Thompson, a lot of people have been talking about. Michael Thompson's ownership might creep up a little bit. I do have him for a showdown tomorrow though, so I got a little sliver of Michael Thompson. Sorry, you weren't playing either of those guys, right?
Yeah, but Gerard, we'll get to that in a
Oh,
second. I think it's always tough to predict 6 of 6s at the start of the week because it's once you start to see who's going to miss the cut that you're like, oh, Cantlay's missing or Webb Simpson's missing. That's going to cause a
yeah,
lot of 6 of 6s to go the sideways. JT Poston, he's another one of these Sea Island guys that I feel like any coastal course down in the southeast US, I kind of want
yeah.
a piece of. Really good course history.
Crazy history. Yeah,
So I'm assuming he has some kind of feel for this place. I could be wrong. It might just be total fluke, 2 sample size, but I figured it was worth a shot. And
yeah.
Hadwin, Hadwin was getting some buzz. I forget who it was in the Discord. I don't know if you remember. It might be Burrow, but I think that we might starting to see him turn the corner. He has decent history at the
Yeah.
course. It's
Oh yeah, they were talking about working with the same coach as someone. But now I'm blanking.
hopefully Hideki.
Hopefully not. Yeah, I
Probably
don't know.
not though. Um, Hadwin. I don't have Hughes. Denny McCarthy. I mean, to me, he's like the Zach Johnson of the future. Another high driving accuracy guy. That's good with a putter.
Craig's looking like Russ Henley, third on PGA Tour in birdie to bogey ratio behind Webb and JT. I always thought Craig's looked like it was a little bit Matt Wolf, but
Well, I also feel like PY, like, I don't know if you see enough Kevin, our older brother, because to me, Russell Henley is like a carbon copy of our older brother Kevin.
okay. Are we moving on from sevens? I don't know if we have any sevens here. Throw
Yeah,
some questions
if
for.
any love for Sneds. Is Sneds in the six? Yeah, so we'll get into the sixes. Let us know if there's anyone in the sevens that we haven't chatted about that you want us to. And then I think do you have quite a few in the sixes?
I got a five, but I got some heavy ownership here.
Okay, I'll just rattle. I've got four. I'll rattle them off. I've got Doug Gim, one of my picks, one of my sleepers. Matthew Neesmith, your sleeper. And then I've got a couple wild cards here. Chase Seifert at 67, and then Tom Hoagie at 64.
Oh, I kind of like it. I think it's Seifert.
Is it Seifert? I always go
I
back
think
and
it's
forth.
Seifert.
It's like
I think it's Seifert.
Bizadenhout or Bizudenhout or I'll just say it differently every time, and then one of the times I'll be good. Troy Merritt. Is he down in the 6s? I can't remember when he got cut. I think he is down in the 6s.
I don't know where you're looking at. Oh, Jimmy asked Troy Merritt, or he just said Troy Merritt.
Maybe he's just
there's no punctuation, so I don't know.
I think he's just saying he likes it.
Oh,
Okay, give me yours, and then we'll go through who people are asking about.
Doug Gim, Matt Neesmith. So I'm gonna go ownership here as well. I'm gonna go Doug Gim 25%. I have Matthew Neesmith 35%. I got a little bit of Russell Knox.
It's a risky. So you got 35% on Neesmith.
I told you I picked my ponies this week, and I'm riding with them. It just.
Yeah,
I'm just
I like it. I like it. It's bold.
Trying the strategy out. Russell Knox, I only have 10% of, so he's a little sprinkle here. My boy Bryce Garnett, talked about him on the Sleeper Show, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Boom,
64?
30%.
Ooh. Okay.
And then Ben Martin, my last sleeper on our Sleeper Show. I'm going conservative, just 20%. Ben Martin.
What are you doing on Bryce Garnett? 30?
Bryce, I got 30.
Man, that's bold.
Yeah.
Why?
Give it to me.
I can't even remember the points you were making on Bryce Garnett.
I don't know. They were really good though. He's a couple top 10.
Go watch the Sleeper video to find out.
He's got some decent finishes here. I'm just picking him. I'm rolling with him. He's great accuracy. Pretty. It feels like it should be a relatively easy cut guy for 64%.
A good fit. You think he fits the course well? Man.
Play Luke Donald. Absolutely. I get that.
So Gim and Neesmith were both on. Chase. What did you say it was? Seifert or Seifert?
I think it's
Seif. Chase Seifert. Seems to me he's coming in with pretty good form.
Yes.
So
I like to play. I just didn't have enough percentage to.
You got to put so much on your guy. Tom Hoagie. This to me, I don't know how you're avoiding this if you're hammering the 6,400 range. I mean, I get that his tournament history is poor, but I just feel like it's value. He is one of these guys that's super volatile. So if you want a cut maker, he's probably not your guy. And just I haven't gone through percentages, but essentially, aside from Chris Kirk. Everyone's kind of 20 or 15 for me down in this range. Yeah, Kazire.
Kazire. A lot of people are talking about Kazire. I think Kazire's ownership will creep up quite a bit. Where is he at? Is he at 69?
65. He's got really good form coming in, I think. I do think he is not a great... Oh, you're stuck in a little box.
Yeah. I think my, at the top when we were talking about that vodka with my wife, I think she might have hackers to be like, okay, close out of space so he has to stop talking about golf.
Yeah, it seems to happen.
He is horrible. He hits 58% of fairways.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was just trying to pull up in another window here. The driving accuracy is the one thing about him that makes me question the course fit. But I do think it's a really good price. So if you think that. I thought for a long time on him before I decided to pull the plug. So I think if you think the form and momentum is there, I think it's a good play. He's so well priced for how he's been playing over the past, so far this season that he might be close to the top. He might be one of the most valued guys based on strokes gained 20. Yeah, he's third in terms of value.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
With a much bigger sample size, I would say, than a Matt Wallace. And Malnati, while he was absolutely scorching hot, his value is not so hot anymore.
What happened? What's happened to Malnati, man?
I don't know, but he was just like, man, he was killing it for so long, and he's just falling off a cliff.
Trading 25 footers wasn't
a sustainable,
reliable week in, week out.
I'm 30% above the field on Garnett.
Yeah.
He's going to be like one of those 0.87 plays, and I'll have to think, I'll be like, how much of that 0.87 is Adam?
Well, if you want to join, I'll let you know. I think he'll be done around at least a handful of holes by the time I wake up. So I'll know pretty early if my 30% on price.
So I guess the other thing we should mention, we're not doing showdowns this week. We're not doing the live showdowns. I might put out picks on our Discord or on Twitter, but Adam's going away for the weekend with his family. A little
I'm going into the woods.
Well-earned vacation after Masters Week. But I feel like did you just build your lineups around people that you will get to see play before you go away tomorrow?
I don't know. I feel like I feel really at ease today, Craig. I don't know if it's because I am going away or I know my picks. Me and Gerard are going to be rock solid, spending our winnings in Vegas. I don't know what we're going to do with them, but this is like a curse. I know I'm cursing myself right now, but it just, I found my guys and I really liked them. So I just went with them.
Yeah.
And I'll go down. I'll be playing that violin going down on the ship, or I'm going to be.
That's like me with Tony Finau a couple of weeks ago. Oh, wait.
You went down with the ship there.
Yeah, I went down with the ship. I was the guy that hit the propeller and spun around. Doc Redman, I do like his talent. I feel like we had a decent showing from him after a string of not so decent showings. So I did not play him. Yeah, he still is tied for 44th, but hopefully he is starting to find a bit of form here because he has been a little bit out in the woods. So yeah, decent.
Gerard, Craig, I don't think Craig has any update or outrights. I did an outright. I posted on my personal Twitter with a five
all golf tour parlay.
All golf tour with Matt Fitzpatrick, Schwab in Austria,
Matthias
Justin
Schwab
Suh in Vegas, Se Young Kim, who is currently, I think, tied for 5th because they started early in Hawaii. And I think I just got a Steve Stricker Champions. I don't even know where they are, but I believe in Steve Stricker to take out the Champions Tour.
Yeah, no, I don't have any outrights. 2,300 seems like decent. I honestly, I don't know odds well enough. I don't know how valuable. I don't know how to quantify these things,
Yeah, I don't think we pretend to be the best people for.
I need to learn it though, because I would like to know whether I think that's good value or not. But I don't have that gut instinct, Like I feel like when I look at a DFS field and I can see the players that are around and what their price is and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, like this feels like value because of the people they're priced around and stuff. But I'm just not there.
It's much more natural to see you. Yeah. I think we're calling it. Hit that thumbs up button before you guys leave. I really would appreciate it. I don't know. I got thumbs down. What the hell's that all about? Hit that thumbs up. Don't let your mouse get it confused there.
Maybe it was because of all that Bryce Garnett play.
I think it was the Bryce. Yeah, I think it was the Bryce Garnett. Or someone.
If you agree with Adam's Bryce Garnett play, give us a thumbs up. If you disagree, give us a thumbs up as well.
Greg, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. I absolutely will. I'll probably sneak onto the Discord though.
Yeah. At times. Just make sure you prioritize your family. All right. Yeah. Take care, guys. We'll catch you next time.